All right, we just got our FEDCO trees. So we ordered apple trees for Luke's mom and my dad for birthdays and Christmas. I think it's for Christmas. So they're just here now. And they're packaged in newspaper, so it's gonna be a fun mess.
And we're just starting to get them out.
All right, so here's our packing slip. Oh, and our asparagus is in here too. All right, so this is 25 crowns. Our asparagus bed isn't ready to be planted in yet. We still need to get loam and compost for it, so we are going to store this until we're ready for it.
Well, it's like Christmas. Dad, it's like Christmas inside.
Wow, what a mess.
Do we remember who got what?
If I look at that list, I will.
This is keepsake.
Keepsake and Honeycrisp was ours.
What?
Keepsake and Honeycrisp were ours.
Yep. Baldwin and, what did I say? Liberty were your mom's. What are these?
That's Honeycrisp.
So these are ours.
Yep. This one's Liberty. And this one is Cox's Orange Pippin, so that's Gimme's.
Yep.
That's Mommy's dad's.
And Baldwin was Mom's too.
Yep.
No, there's one more. There's one more.
Yep, these two are Gimme's, so we're gonna leave Gimme's right in here for now. Okay.
Okay, so we were not expecting these trees until next week, so we're not quite prepared. So we just have to run to the hardware store and get some compost and peat moss to store them overnight until tomorrow when it's a little cloudier. Bad little brewing company.
Oh, really? Hey, how's it going? Hey, Judy, what's going on? Didn't even see you there. Okay, so now that we got the trees, we're gonna take this peat moss. We're gonna get it really soaking wet in these buckets. We're gonna let the trees sit in that overnight. And it's super warm and sunny out today, and pretty windy actually, so it's not the greatest day to plant them. But tomorrow's supposed to be cool and cloudy, a little bit of rain, and I think it's supposed to rain a little bit every day for the next week, which is gonna be perfect. So we'll get the trees all squared away for the night, plenty of water, and then we'll go over and get the holes all ready so that tomorrow morning we can plant them, get them in the ground, and let nature water them for the next week. That's basically like the consistency of a really wet mud now, so I'm gonna go get the trees, we'll put them in this, let them adapt to it a little bit, and then we'll take them inside in the room we've got all of our plant starts in and let them sit there tonight, and then tomorrow we'll put them right in the holes. Alright, so here's a better look at the trees. We've been keeping the roots wet for the last hour or so, but we went with the Honeycrisp and I don't know if you can see it, but Keepsake. We bought these from FEDCO Seeds, which are based in Maine. Winslow, maybe. Not exactly 100% sure which town it's in. I'm just gonna easily set the roots down in there. Careful that the trees don't get rubbing up against the side of the bucket. We're not going to be planting them in this peat moss. This is basically just to keep the roots from drying out as opposed to putting them in just a straight bucket of water, which we could do, but I was told that this is a better method. I have no experience with this, so I don't know how this is going to turn out. But yeah, I'm going to take these inside. I don't want the sun getting beaten right down on them. It'll make the water in the buckets really warm. I don't think that's a good idea. So I'm going to take these inside and I'm going to put them in the same room that we've got all the rest of our plants growing, and I'll come back out and we'll get the 2 holes drilled. Alright, it's pretty windy out here. I don't know how much you can be able to hear me, but obviously this is the garden back behind us. It's one of 3 gardens that we have. And this rock wall right here is what's holding all the, well, it's not really holding anything, but it's the barrier between all the gravel that they had to deliver for the house and the native soil here. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to plant all these apple trees. We only have 2 this year, but we're going to add 2 every year for however many years until we're full. But we're going to go right down this rock wall, saying, I don't know, 6 or 8 feet away from it, all the way down in a line. And then as we add more, we'll fill up this room right here. But anyways, I'm going to use the postal digger on the tractor just to loosen it up. This is awful rocky ground. And then we're going to take out most of the rocks, screen it best we can, and then add in some compost and let it sit overnight so we can plant tomorrow. As you can tell, the digging's not that great. The soil here is it's okay, but it's just really rock. So it doesn't really matter where we go on the property. It's all going to be this rocky. So I'm just going to try and open this hole up pretty big, try and get rid of most of the rocks for the tree for the first couple of years. It have a little bit better of an opportunity to let its roots spread out. I'm just going to continue digging this hole for a while, and I'll bring you guys back when I've got a few less rocks in here.
chicken coop.
Thank you.
Somehow we gotta get all these rocks separate from this soil so we can add the compost to the soil.
Really soil?
This is soil. Yeah. You see this, like this rock, you can't plant apple trees with all these stinking rocks in here.
This isn't soil.
What's this? I gotta borrow that shovel from you, babe, okay? Okay.
Bye.
Daddy's gonna go work on the second hole while you and Mommy take these rocks apart, okay?
No, I'm gonna come with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Hazel and Mommy are gonna take all those rocks out. Now what are we gonna do on the floor?
You're gonna dig all this dirt out.
Okay.
Start it over there.
I can't get any more.
Okay.
We can't even get it loose. Mommy, get mine out.
No, Ack.
What is it?
Oh, she's over here trying to eat.
Sissy's eating dirt. She got a whole bunch in her mouth. Okay, Have, you gotta be careful. That shovel, you almost just hit me in the head. I don't know why you did. You just did. You're not paying attention.
I am.
Use this. You want this?
Or liquid. Mom, this is liquid.
If you find rocks, you can throw them in my rock pile, please. Oops, sorry.
Mommy got dirt on you.
Good. Okay. Look, I found a wall. Oh, I found a wall.
Oops.
What?
I just keep chucking dirt at you.
I found a wall. A big solid worm.
Yeah, that's good.
What?
Worms are good for the soil.
Yeah. And look, this is a worm. Ah. And this is a worm. And this is a worm. Time to get all the rocks out.
I haven't seen you take a rock out yet. I've seen you play in the dirt.
What?
I said I've seen you play in the dirt, but I haven't seen you take any rocks out.
No, literally just playing.
Okay.
Literally.
You literally do whatever you literally want.
Literally.
Literally. Literally. No, literally do what you literally want.
This is the compost we're going to be using. When we buy compost for the garden, we usually try and buy it by the yard from various local organic farms.
I'm over here.
But when we have to buy it in bags for projects like this,
Over here.
this coast to Maine stuff is made fairly locally. It's right up the road. And it works good for stuff like this. But if I was to buy it by, I mean, you couldn't afford to buy too many bags for the whole garden. That's why we buy that by the yard. But like I said, projects like this, the stuff works great.
I've got one big rock in here that I can't quite get out.
That's alright, you just need it basically loose.
Alright. I broke your shovel in. Got your shovel all nice and dirty for you.
I want it dirty.
That's how good shovels are.
No. I want it
Where are
dirty.
you going, Sissy?
She's going in. So can I take some blocks out with you?
I already got most of the rocks.
What?
I already got the rocks.
You got all of them? What?
Yep.
Dad, you're so nice.
Thanks, babe.
Okay, watch out, baby.
You're so nice to me.
Do you want me to split it, get that out with you? That makes it soily.
Yeah. Mixing in a bunch of compost.
What?
Mixing in a bunch of compost, like you like to call it. Some poop. This one's made with lobsters and clams.
Why?
Because that's what they use to make it. Lobster and clam shells.
All right, it is the next morning and we are planting the trees. We're supposed to have some rain coming, so we're gonna get them in the ground this morning.
Awesome.
thing you're so tough.
Something like that.
Haven, you want to use your shovel and help Daddy?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know where my shovel is.
It's gotta be right here somewhere. You were using it.
No, I wasn't.
When we went inside yesterday, you were.
What? Dad, do you want me to put that in with my foot?
No, we're just gonna use our hands because we want to be gentle.
Why?
Because
Why do we want to be gentle?
it's a brand new spot for this tree, and we want to make sure that we're gentle with it. Avery, you are not gentle, so you get out of here. Go.
You see Abby?
Water these in really good, even if it's gonna rain today.
Abby.
What's that one?
No, we're gonna plant it in the hole that we dug yesterday for it. Alright.
Hey, Ab girl.
She's a horse.
A horse?
Yeah. She might be a dog. Whatever.
Whatever.
Oh. What you could cost.
I like you, Haven.
It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Being gentle.
What?
I'm gonna be gentle.
That one is not quite far away from this one. They're together.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at you go there. Get a couple of them. We got some fiberglass stakes. They're not great. We're supposed to get some heavy winds this week too. I would have liked to have buried a nice hardwood stake in with these when I planted them, but I don't have any, so this fiberglass one is going to have to do for now. They're fairly small, so I think they'll be okay. I'm planning on this week trying to get a cage built for around them. Just, we don't generally have a deer issue, but I don't really want to take a chance on it, so hopefully this week I can get some time, make a couple cages to keep these trees safe from the deer. I already watered the orange one.
What?
I already watered it.
Oh, you didn't?
Yep.
Dad,
What?
what if our hands get dirty?
They already are dirty. I'm gonna go in and wash them.
What?
I'm gonna go in and wash them.
What if our hands get a little bit more dirty?
They might.
I'll have to put some water on them.
Yep.
Dad,
We'll
what
have
is
to.
that?
This is a steak.
What?
It's a steak.
Did you go to the store and buy one?
Nope. I actually found some right over there. I wish I had a bit heavier one, but that's gonna work just fine. We're gonna zip tie it really loose to that. That way when the wind blows, hopefully it doesn't blow them over.
Good deal.
That concludes our apple tree planting video. We're not professionals, but they went in just fine. I'm sure they'll do all right.
Say bye. Say bye to the
It's over
camera.
here.
Bye.
Bye, Grandma.
All right.